Alright, let's not beat around the bush. If you want to know about emotional enslavement, then you're at the right place. I'm going to filter nothing, and so you're getting it raw and uncensored straight from the source. We're flipping the kimono open, and you're seeing everything. But before we get any further, let me throw this out right at the start. Don't be a scumbag. This video isn't a guide to turning into a manipulative sociopath. I did this to correct the misconceptions surrounding the most twisted layer of Shogun Method. Most people outside our brotherhood at shogunmethod.net know nothing about it, and yet they claim they do. So, I'm here to destroy the delusion around emotional enslavement and to show what happens when this gets pushed to its full, devastating potential. Because yes, emotional enslavement works, and it works too well, and that may not be a good thing for most guys. I'll tell you what I mean in a minute. To start, let's examine a fundamental truth about love and women. You see, most people walk around thinking love is some magical, mythical, karmic force. They think that love just happens if they do the right thing. They think that if they're nice, good-looking and rich, women will throw themselves at them. Bullcrap. Because here's the truth. A woman doesn't know how she falls in love, and she can't control who she falls in love with. The female psyche is a battlefield of emotions, instincts, and chaos. But here's the thing. With the right knowledge, you can gain control of her psyche and program her emotional operating system from the inside. With this control, you'll never have to wait for her to love you. You simply manufacture the love within her psyche. This means that you don't have to be nice or handsome or rich for her to fall in love with you. With Shogun Method, her obsession with you is so intense that she'll crawl back to you even if you spit in her face. As I teach in Shogun Method at shogunmethod.com, the female mind is built for emotional chaos. Women don't operate on logic like men do. They don't have a checklist of qualities and calmly pick the guy who checks the most boxes. What they have is emotional volatility. And that's not an insult to women. It's the reality that we must face if we want to understand women better. As a species, women are wired to be responsive, reactive, and constantly scanning for emotional signals. Evolution made them this way because it's crucial for the survival of mankind. But guess what? That wiring has a backdoor, and Shogun Method holds the master key. Shogun Method tactics like fractionation, intrigue pings, emotional roller coasters, and false memories are designed to dig into the soft underbelly of the female mind, rip open her defenses, and slip in like a thief in the night. Now, I'm not here just to shill Shogun Method and to tell you how great it is. I want to give you the knowledge you can use even if you're not going to be a shogun. As you'll see later, Shogun Method is not for everyone, and 99% of the guys watching this video now will falter before they could reach the gates of our community at shogunmethod.net. But I want this knowledge to be available to all. So, in the next few minutes, you're going to learn all the 4 steps to emotional enslavement. The first step is intrigue generation. Before you can enslave a woman emotionally, you've got to capture her attention. And attention capture starts with intrigue. We're not talking about pickup lines or openers. That's for amateur pickup artists and stupid people who take advice from therapists. As a shogun, you'll make her obsess over who you are, why you said what you said, and what you're hiding from her. She should feel like she's chasing a shadow. Every time she gets close, you vanish just enough to keep her guessing. You feed her bits of your story with a combo of half-truths and odd comments. And you always pull away just as she leans in closer to you. By pulling back, you let her wonder and stew in unresolved questions in her mind. Curiosity is the first leash with which you'll move to the second step, rapport generation. Once you've cracked the door open, you step in. This is where most guys screw up. They let their guard down and start being over-friendly. They open up and overshare about everything. Their jobs, their families, and even their Netflix playlists. Huge mistake. As a shogun, we know this as the second stage of the I-Ray model. Go find out more about the I-Ray model at iraymodel.com, but I'm going to tell you what to do here briefly. In the second stage, what you must do is to mirror her emotional landscape. You become the man who reflects her deepest desires, fears, and dreams back to her in a way that feels like fate. It's about her, not you. You say the things she's scared to admit out loud. You make her believe you see her in a way no one else ever has. And when done right, she starts to drop her guard. Her emotional walls crumble, and she begins trusting you with her secrets, her stories, her trauma. And the more she shares, the more ammunition you have to control her later. This will be the material to fuel your Shogun Method techniques you're going to use on her. The third step is what we call the emotional spike. I've got to warn you, this is the part where things get pretty intense. Unlike the rapport stage, you'll not just keep her emotionally comfortable. Instead, you throw her into emotional chaos. As you'll learn at shogunmethod.com, to a woman, stability is boring. Comfort doesn't create obsession, but pain does. This is where fractionation gets into the action. It's the cornerstone Shogun Method tactic of choice that leads to emotional enslavement. Fractionating a woman means taking her on an emotional roller coaster, giving her highs and lows in quick succession. One moment you're warm, charming, and intense. The next, you're cold, distant, and dismissive. You give her an emotional high, then pull it away. You start over and repeat the same thing. Soon, she starts associating her best emotional spikes with you, and when they vanish, her brain panics and clings to the source, you. Give her a few rounds of fractionation, and she's not thinking straight anymore. Her rational brain has been booted off the system, and what's running the show now is pure, raw, emotional dependency. And this is where things get dangerous. The fourth step is about laying the scarcity trap. Let me tell you this. Scarcity is gasoline on the fire. You make it clear to her that you're not hers. You're not available for exclusivity, and other women want you. You're simply too independent, too dangerous, too free to be caged. You don't beg for her approval. You don't chase her attention. And you disappear just long enough to make her feel like she's losing you. And when you reappear, boom. It's like an emotional explosion inside her brain. She doesn't know why she missed you so much. She doesn't understand why she thirsts for your presence like a junkie waiting for a fix. But you know, it's all about the Shogun Method scarcity trap. In her mind, you're now a rare prize. The more you pull away, the more valuable you become. And this leads to the final stage, emotional enslavement. When you've reached this stage, you're no longer the guy she likes or even loves. You're the emotional center of her universe, where her entire life revolves around. She wakes up thinking about you, and she goes to sleep wondering what you meant by that last thing you said. She doubts herself constantly, and instead of relying on her own judgment, she confides in you. She craves your approval, and she's terrified of disappointing you. You've created emotional dependency as she needs you like a drug. And here's the kicker. She thinks it's love, but it's not love, but programming, neural association, manipulation, masquerading as romance. You've rewired her brain to see you as the only source of emotional validation, and she'll do anything, say anything, give anything, just to keep that feeling alive. And if this doesn't scare you, here's the other thing about emotional enslavement. Reversal is nearly impossible. Once a woman is emotionally enslaved, she rarely breaks out on her own. Her sense of identity becomes tied to you, shaping her life around what you think, what you want, how you feel. The pain of losing you is stronger than her self-respect. She'll justify the worst behavior. She'll tolerate the emotional chaos. She'll convince herself that the drama is passion and the control is intimacy, and you don't even have to lift a finger. Now look, I know you're watching this with a slight smile thinking, this is gold. You're probably already planning how to try it out. But listen to me carefully. Emotional enslavement isn't a party trick. This isn't some edgy pickup game. This is psychological warfare. And if you use it without understanding the consequences, you're not just ruining lives. You're screwing up your own soul at the same time. Emotional enslavement is all too real. It 100% works, and you know it. But it's also a line that, once crossed, turns you into something dark. And if you're not ready to face the mirror after that, you'd better back the hell off. Because once you've taken a woman's emotions hostage, you don't get to play the victim when karma kicks your teeth in. I told you Shogun Method is not for everyone. Because here's the truth. Shogun Method is not child's play. It's not a gimmick. It's not some sleazy pickup line ebook. It's a mind control framework built on psychological truth. And when used recklessly, it can destroy people, including you. I wrote Shogun Method as part of my mission to create virtuous men to build a better world. And this requires a deep understanding of women for us to create authentic emotional connections with them. Emotional enslavement is a core piece of the female psyche we men must understand to healthy and substantial spiritual and sexual relationships with women. You must use this knowledge for good, not evil. If you abuse it to enslave someone and hurt them, then may whatever God you believe in have mercy on your twisted soul. So, there you go. Emotional enslavement, stripped bare. But before you use this knowledge, think about what kind of man you want to be. Do you think you can handle this much power on your own? Or do you think you need to submit to the will of a supreme authority to direct your choices? I'm not here to preach about God, but that's something every man must think about. One last thing. If everything you just watched made you squirm, good. You're not ready. But if something inside you woke up, then you already know where this road leads. If this knowledge flickers a dark side of you, and you're already imagining some insidious ways to hurt people with it, then it's time to close this video and go elsewhere. In fact, most men should stay the hell away from what I'm about to show you, because once you enter, you don't come back the same. But if you've got the stomach for power, most men are too scared to touch. And if you're done playing by society's rules and ready to control the game instead, then go here. Fractionation.org. It's not a hobby course or a pickup artist ebook. Fractionation.org hosts the Shogun Method online masterclass, and it's the closest thing to psychological warfare you'll ever hold in your bare hands. If you're looking for dating tips, swipe tricks, or ways to get a girlfriend, don't bother clicking. You'll piss your pants and run back to Reddit before the first lesson's over. But if you want to weaponize the mind and command emotional dominance on a level most men will never reach, then go to fractionation.org right now. Most guys will bail as they're too weak for this, but you'll get to prove you're not just another scared little boy in a man's body. Join the Shogun Method online masterclass at fractionation.org. Click the link in the first comment below this video. This is the start of your journey as a virtuous masculine. You need this. Trust me. Fractionation.org.